welcome to another GCSE revision video, and in this video we're going to be looking at quadrilaterals. The word quadrilateral is just a fancy word for saying a shape has four sides. Now if it has four sides, it must also have four internal angles. And the internal angles of all convex quadrilaterals always add up to 360 degrees. And by convex, I mean no single angle can be greater than 180 degrees. Now if we have a quadrilateral where all four lengths are the same and all four internal angles are 90 degrees, then the shape we have is a square, regardless of the orientation of the square. The opposite sides of a square are always parallel. The perimeter, that is to say the distance all the way round the outside of a square, is just 4 times the length. The area of a square is just the length times the length, or the length squared. When we rotate a square about its centre, every 90 degrees the square looks exactly the same. Since there are 4 times 90 degree rotations in a full 360 degree rotation, we say the square has 4 orders of rotational symmetry, or we say that the order of rotational symmetry of a square is 4. If we can draw a straight line through the shape and the line cuts the shape exactly in half, such that one half is a mirror image of the other half, we say it has a line of symmetry. A square has exactly 4 lines of symmetry. Now if we draw a straight line from one corner to the opposite corner going through the centre, we call that line a diagonal. The diagonals of a square are perpendicular, that is to say the angle where they meet is 90 degrees. The diagonals of a square cut each other exactly in 2 equal parts, so we say that they bisect each other, and we've already discovered that the diagonals of a square intersect each other at an angle of 90 degrees, so they are perpendicular. So we can say that the diagonals of a square are called perpendicular bisectors. Also, the diagonals of a square are exactly the same length. If we cut a square in 2 through one of the diagonals, we will get 2 congruent right-angled triangles. Congruent means the triangles have exactly the same measurements, the same lengths and the same angles. We can use Pythagoras' theorem to get the length of the diagonal of a square. You'll recall that Pythagoras' theorem says that the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle, or rather the square of the hypotenuse of a right-angled triangle, is the sum of the squares of the other 2 sides. So the diagonal of a square is the square root of the length squared plus the length squared. And since both lengths are the same, it's the same as the square root of 2 times the length squared. Or, if we take the length squared out of the square root, it just becomes the length. So it's the same as the length times the square root of 2. Okay, I hope you found that revision video helpful. I'd like to wish you all the best with your revision and all the best with your exams if you're taking them this year. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.